Good afternoon and thanks for joining us on the news at 1 p.m. on NTA Lagos Channel 10. My name is Joy Ken Abakuya. Nigerians may face tougher days ahead as the Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria begins a nationwide strike today, following the sack of more than 800 workers at the Dangote refinery. The union has ordered members to halt crude oil and gas supplies to the refinery, a move that oil marketers warn could trigger soaring petrol prices and cripple fuel distribution. At the same time, power generation companies have announced a shutdown of all thermal plants, which provide over 70% of the country's electricity, raising fears of widespread blackouts and economic disruption. Pengasin accuses Dangote Refinery of violating labor laws and replacing sacked Nigerian workers with foreigners. The union has vowed not to back down until the workers are reinstated. Also, the Trade Union Congress of Nigeria is demanding the immediate reinstatement of about 800 oil and gas workers recently sacked by the management of Dangote Petroleum Refinery. In a statement by its Secretary General, Comrade Nuhu Toro, the union described the action as a violation of Section 40 of the Constitution and international labor conventions. However, the Dangote Petroleum Refinery says the layoffs are a part of reorganization strategy to boost operational efficiency, insisting the decision was in the best interest of the company. Meanwhile, the federal government has appealed to the Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria to suspend its strike scheduled for Monday, September 29, 2025, over its dispute with Dangote Refinery. A statement by Head Information and Public Relations of the Ministry, Patience Onobia, notes that the Minister of Labor and Employment, Muhammad Megari Dangyadi, said on Sunday that the ministry has invited both Pengasin leadership and the Dangote Refinery management to an emergency meeting in its office for conciliation, urging the union to withdraw its strike notice to allow for peaceful resolution. And away from union matters, Nigeria exported petrol worth 371.54 billion in the second quarter of 2025, according to new data from the National Bureau of Statistics. This marks the country's first recorded petrol exports following the start of operations at the Dangote refinery. The product accounted for 1.63% of total exports, ranking 9th overall. Trade figures show that 23.1% of the exports, about 85.8 billion, went to Africa, entirely within the West Africa and ECOWAS. The bulk, 76.9%, was shipped outside the continent, mainly to Asia and the Middle East. Within ECOWAS, petrol emerged as the fourth largest Nigerian export. However, Nigeria remains a net importer. Petrol imports stood at 2.38 trillion in Q2 2025, nearly 6.4 times export value, while imports dropped to 45.6% year-on-year from 4.36 trillion. They rose 34.9% quarter-on-quarter from 1.76 trillion. Cumulatively, the country spent 4.14 trillion on imports in the first half of 2025, down almost from 8.18 trillion in the same period last year. Meanwhile, the Minister of Labor and Employment. Moving on, 13 people have been confirmed dead, and 2 others remain missing after a mining pit collapsed in Kadiri village, Maru local government area of Zamfara state. The Ministry of Solid Minerals Development says the tragedy was triggered by heavy rainfall and worsened by illegal mining practices. Federal mines officers have been deployed to coordinate rescue efforts, with 13 bodies already recovered from the site. Minister of Solid Minerals Dele Alake described the incident as both unfortunate and avoidable, stressing that the site will be sealed off after rescue operations. Findings revealed that illegal miners exploited the area using rudimentary tools, ignoring safety standards. The federal government says it is intensifying its crackdown on illegal mining, noting that over 300 arrests and 98 site closures have been recorded since last year. Authorities are also installing satellite surveillance to monitor mining sites in real time and prevent future disasters. We'll take a break now for some commercials. More reports when we return. To stay tuned.
Are you looking for a spacious, serene, beautiful and comfortable environment for your event? Then
NTA Lagos Channel 10 premises is the place to be. With about 3,065 seating capacity,
NTA Lagos Channel 10 premises provides a well-secured land and car parking lot for your wedding receptions, birthday parties, religious and school activities.
Our conference hall is convenient for company annual general meetings, lectures, seminars or workshops with just 200,000 naira only.
You can use our entire space and also have your event covered with a token which will be aired on our social diary program, Mary Lane.
For more inquiries, please contact our marketing department, NTA Lagos Channel 10 Tejo Show, or call Chibuzo
on 0812-324-5519
and Gmo
on 003-830-1669.
NTA Lagos premises affordable just for you.
Are you searching for a space to ignite your creativity? NTA Lagos Channel 10 studio provides the answer. Our studio is spacious and fully equipped with modern broadcasting equipment suitable for your programs and competitions. For recording and production of kiddies programs, spelling bee competitions, participatory rehearsals, programs and live performances, NTA Lagos Channel 10 studio provides the ideal environment to bring your vision to life. Our team of professionals are dedicated to help you achieve your goals, provide expert guidance, and support every step of the way. Contact us today to book your session at an affordable and discounted rate and let your creativity shine. For more inquiries, please call the following numbers: 0816-008-7357, 006-286-9030, and 0812-324-5519. NTA Lagos Channel 10 Studio, where creativity meets excellence.
NTA 10 Station for Excellence.
Thanks for staying tuned. The federal government of Nigeria categorically refutes recent allegations by certain international platforms and online commentators suggesting that terrorist activities in the country amount to systematic genocide against Christians. These claims are false, inflammatory, and grossly misrepresent Nigeria's complex security environment. They ignore the fact that terrorism in Nigeria targets all citizens, regardless of religion or ethnicity, and serve only to deepen divisions, which plays directly into the hands of the very criminals and terrorists we are fighting. The federal government says Nigerian security challenges, though real and serious, cannot be reduced to a single religious narrative. Extremists, they say, groups like Boko Haram and Ansaru have attacked mosques, churches, schools, and markets, indiscriminately killing Muslims, Christians, and others who reject their violent ideology. Contrary to claims of passivity, the Nigerian armed forces have remained resolute in combating terrorism across all religions. Between May 2023 and February 2025, over 13,500 terrorists and criminals were neutralized, and nearly 10,000 hostages were rescued in major military operations nationwide. Now to health. 28th September every year is being celebrated as World Rabies Day to raise awareness about rabies prevention and control. The theme for this year's celebration, Act Now, You, Me, Community, emphasizes the importance of collective action in eliminating this deadly disease. Rabies is a deadly disease that claims thousands of lives worldwide each year, with most cases occurring in Africa. And this is why the Nigerian government, through the Federal Ministry of Livestock Development, has declared an all-out war on rabies and pledged to eliminate the disease by 2030. World Rabies Day is encouraging pet owners to ensure their dogs and cats are up to date on their rabies vaccination, participate in local rabies awareness campaigns and education initiatives, while also encouraging policymakers to implement pet licensing and data collection systems to aid disease control. Moving on, call it pride or inflated sense of one's own self. Ego is a behavior that can damage relationships. Our correspondent in this report takes a look at the negative effects of ego.
Relationships that endure are often built on a foundation of mutual respect, understanding, and love. However, one of the most significant barriers to maintaining a healthy relationship is the presence of ego. Ego refers to our sense of self-importance, pride, and self-image. The concept of ego plays a significant role in shaping our interactions and relationships. Ego can be a double-edged sword.
When your partner constantly criticizes the other partner, it's going to make the other person look stupid, as if he or she doesn't have a brain.
Ego can come in form of lack of respect, controlling and dominating behavior, emotional, physical abuse, of respect for boundaries, love bombing, possessiveness, and constant need for validity.
Recognizing ego in relationships can be challenging. A lot of people ignore this red flag, which results in severe damages later on. What are some red flags that indicate an ego problem in a relationship?
Each time a partner wants to raise an issue or you want to discuss something of concern, they avoid it. They're always on the defensive. That is one of the signs. Once your partner is always on the defensive, you know there is ego being placed.
Ego destroys humanity. It erodes the fundamentals of human existence. And it can be so destructive as to erode the self-will of the victim, to the extent that even when the person is abused, you live in denial.
The potential for conflict is vast when ego is left unchecked in a relationship. When one partner is threatened, they may become overly critical, dismissive, or even abusive. Can ego be a sign of insecurity and low self-esteem in a partner?
Oh yes, it can. For a partner who has low self-esteem, one of the things they will readily do is they want to compensate for their self-inability.
Ego can be a significant challenge in relationships, but it is not insurmountable. How can we manage ego in relationships and prioritize empathy and humility?
If your partner can go in for counseling, because a lot of pride is involved and is condoned by negative socio-cultural complexes, oftentimes the woman should apologize. There is dignity in begging a woman. A lot of individuals have mental breakdown now because they are forced or caged in egoistic vices of their partners. Enough is enough.
To manage ego in relationship takes a lot of effort, it takes self-awareness, and it takes the readiness to prioritize empathy and humility.
Ego plays a significant role in shaping our relationships, often leading to conflict and harm. By cultivating empathy and humility, we can create a safer, more supportive environment in our relationships where both partners feel heard, valued, and respected.
That report on the negative effects of ego rounds off the news at 1. Do stay tuned with us for the news at 4, 7, and 9. I am Joy Ken Abakoya. Thanks for watching.